Hello everyone, I am Ajinkya and I am your CISSP guide. During my previous video, I talked about why Domain 1 is essential and why we study it. To summarize it again, Domain 1 serves as the foundation for the entire CISSP certification. It answers the why behind every question that we have. I've broken down Domain 1 into multiple topics. I have tried to make each and every topic flow in a logical way. The first topic is governance and management. Now you might think that CISSP is about information system security. Then why am I talking about governance and management? Remember this. CISSP gets you a seat in the boardroom. If you want to maintain your seat in the boardroom, then you should learn to speak the language of the board members. You can see the details of the screen of what I am talking about. I remember during the initial days of my job, my boss told me one thing which still stays with me. You should master the basics. If you know the basics, then you can easily move forward. If you don't know the basics, then with some luck, you can move ahead, but you will be stuck for life. Hence, I am starting with the basics, like what is business? Before we start getting into the technical stuff of CISSP, we should understand a bit about business. Let's break it down. When we look at business through the lens of governance and management, we see an entity built for one specific reason to achieve predefined objectives. It is important to remember that a business does not exist just to be secure. No, uh, Here you can see I have written about governance and management, and this is the part where I have shown mind maps of what I want to talk about. If I zoom in a bit and if you are able to see this clearly, um, business fundamentals. It's about business does not exist just to be secure. We are part of the business. No? Its fundamental justification is found in mission statement. Mission statement. While the specific actions to reach those goals are dictated by the business strategy. Being part of the information systems community, we always feel that a department is the most important department. We have to let go of that thinking and start thinking about business holistically. Only then we can understand where we stand and how we need to speak in the boardroom. One of the reasons why business exists is to make money. To generalize, IS department is a cost center, meaning the company has to spend cost to keep the department running. It is not a revenue generating department. Hence, in the eyes of a business, we are only a minute part of the entire business universe. I would again like to stress we should understand how business functions and its need to gain a why we need to gain a permanent seat and a voice in the boardroom. Now the primary purpose of organization depends on its classification. Commercial business, one of the classifications is commercial business. It exists to generate revenue, maximize shareholder value and secure profits. Not profit non-for-profit organizations, on the other hand, focus on advancing social causes like charity or education. And government organizations, they function to provide essential services and protection of the public. With every one of these contexts, we must view information technology and security as management tools. These components exist only to enable, support, and safeguard the mission and the financial stability of the entity. Security should never obstruct business processes. Instead, security must provide the mechanisms that allow new initiatives to be implemented safely, ensuring the organization survives and prospers. I will again repeat myself. We spend our lives in cybersecurity domain and we feel this is the most important domain and we should have the best tools in place. But from business perspective, security is one of the departments which is in place to assist the business. Hence, our goal as professionals is to think about the business goals before our individual department's goals. To put in things into perspective, take this scenario as an example. A global financial institution launches a new mobile banking app to grow its market share. The security team isn't there to slow things down. They are tasked with integrating encryption and multi-factor authentication to make sure that digital expansion happens without the risk of fraud or regulatory fines. Now let's test your knowledge. The next question is on your screen. No? The question is, which of the following best describes the primary relationship between security and business missions? Security objectives should take precedence over business operations to ensure survival. Security serves as a functional enabler that supports and protects the organization's core objective. The mission statement is derived from organization's security posture. Information technology and security are independent of business strategy. Now take a minute to think of what exactly we discussed earlier, then you can find the answer. You can take a pause, think, and see what the correct answer is. You can pause the video now. I will jump to the right answer. The right answer is option B, because security is designed to act as a functional tool that enables and protects the core of the organization. Moving on to who actually runs the business. You know, to know that ultimate liability for everything that happens in an organization rests with senior leadership. Governance and oversight happens at the very top with the board of directors. So we have board of directors. Board of directors ensures that organizational practices align with what stakeholders need and what regulators demand. Below them, we have the executive management, often called the C-suite. Now, C-suite, these are senior leaders who are ultimate owners of the business functions. Take the CEO or Chief Executive Officer for example. As the visionary, the CEO manages the day-to-day operations, budgeting and strategic planning. Then there is I will write it down. First, we have CEO as part of the C-suite. Next is CFO. We have CFO as part of the C-suite. CFO handles the accounting and capital structure. We also have the CIO, the CISO, and the CSO. CIO, CISO, and the CSO. These executives ensure that technology and security strategies are aligned to support revenue and mitigate risks. Finally, let's discuss the business or mission owners. After board C-suite, we have business owners. These are senior managers who oversee specific units. They are responsible for making sure that their systems provide value. Crucially, the protection of data is dictated by these owners. They are the ones who must ensure security programs are prioritized, staffed, and funded. For example, consider this scenario. During an external audit, an auditor asks for evidence of data classification. While the CISO might provide the policy, it is the business owner of the payroll department who must formally sign off on the classification levels and approve the budget for the necessary controls. Now let's test your knowledge. The next question is on the screen. No? Which individual or group is ultimately responsible for ensuring that a specific business unit's data is protected and that the associated security program is sufficiently funded? Again, we have read this concept a couple of minutes back. You can pause the video, go back, revisit what exactly we read, and you can come back to this question. Now I am sure most of you must have figured out the answer before even reading the questions, before even reading the options, I'm sorry. But just for the sake of completeness, let's read the options. The first option is CISO, second option is board of director, third is business owner, and the fourth is internal auditor. I am sure everyone must have got the correct answer, which is the business owners. Business owner is the individual specifically responsible for the data and the funding of the security controls within their unit. This was all about basics of business and who runs it. We will visit rest of the content related to governance and management topic of the domain 1 in later videos. If you have any doubts, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you and have a good day.